What is going on, guys? Okay, today I am going to be doing my episode 2 of underrated cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! That people have played and they probably know about, but then they kind of forgot about them, and it's like someone has to remind them. Maybe some people don't know about these cards, depending how new you are to the game. But first off, let's start off. So let's go Call of the Haunted. Yes, I say this is underrated because I wouldn't say nobody plays it. People do play it, especially in the new plant type. People are playing it in Sylvan's. Gigaplant Sylvans, they're playing like 3 Call the Haunted, at least maybe even 2. But otherwise, it's not really that played. Like, we always played, most people, Monster Reborn was a staple, but not Call the Haunted. You target one monster in your graveyard, especially someone that target face-up attack position. When this card leaves the field, destroy that target on that card. Yeah, it kind of equips. And it is slow because it's a trap, but you could play 3 of them. Not saying you would, but even attacked in 1, depending on your deck, this could really make it useful. And not really many people play this. I feel like they might think there's no room, but I feel like you can make room for one Call of the Haunted. It's a reborn, and in some decks it's like an Abyss Sphere, especially Fire Kings. Fire Kings, this is like an Abyss Sphere because if you already have like Runix or Barong, or Yakasha, it doesn't matter. Any of the Fire King monsters where they get the effect off of being destroyed, they MST your face down Call of the Haunted, chain, activate, bring your monster, then it acts like it's destroyed by the Call of the Haunted effect. You get its effect. It's like it's like an equivalent of an Abyss Sphere for Fire Kings. And I only see some Fire King players play 1, if any. Usually it's 0. And I feel like it's very underrated. And if Rekindling gets hit, I feel like most people are going to be going to playing 3 Call the Haunted and then some other back row. But anyways, let's get on with the next card. Dark World Shackles. I know other people have done videos about this. It was just used against me in a duel about 10 minutes ago. And it reminded me, and I wasn't going to originally put this in here, but now I did, because this card is a pain in the ass. And it could be the best Tecton card ever. Anyways, Dark World Shackles. The equipped monster cannot attack. Also, its attack and defense become 100. During each of your standby phases, inflict 500 damage to the controller of the equipped monster. So basically, you equip it, becomes nothing, and then he loses 500 life points. Not the controller of the equipped card, so not you, the controller of the equipped monster. So yeah, you also inflict 500 damage to your opponent, along with that its attack and defense becomes 0. Well, basically, its attack and defense become 100. That is a huge good card. Yes, I know some people will be like, well, why don't you just do Smashing Ground? Well, maybe you don't want to do Smashing Ground. Like, some decks, Raccoon, their defense position, XYZ monster, Dark World Shackles it, and they don't want to get rid of it because they want to do tokens. Well, its attack and defense are 0 now, but if it's in defense mode, it doesn't matter. But now if they want to keep that monster, 500 damage each turn until they MST you. Good card. A lot of decks can use this. That was just one example. There's plenty of examples that you could use this. Very underrated card. People forget about it. Next one. Divine Wrath. This card, everybody pretty much knows about, but yeah, I feel like they forget about. Like, sometimes I had it one time on Dev Pro, and I activated this, and people were like, who plays that? But now it's a little bit more widespread playing. Because it is a minus, but because you have to discard. But when a monster effect is activated, discard one card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. So when it negates it, it destroys it. It's not a Fiendish Chain. You can't sit there and attack. He's equipped to it. It's not like a breakthrough skill, memory loss effect Veiler, where he's just negated for that turn. No, negated, destroyed. There's not many decks that can play this, but any deck that can get away with a minus, Harpies, when they discard Hysteric Sign, or anything else really, even discarding a Harpy would be fine, especially if you're doing a Phalanx play. Harpies, fuck, what was I gonna say? Zombies, and anything that, if you can minus a card but you want it in the graveyard, good. Battle and Boxers, when I was still, where Counterpunch was still considered being played, yeah, Counterpunch, I would Divine Wrath Counterpunch because you could banish Counterpunch out of your graveyard, so it didn't really matter, so the minus was fine. Go-Go-Go-Go's are a deck that could use Divine Wrath because you want to discard Golem, you want to discard Go-Go-Go Ghost, and Mizuki when you play Go-Go-Go. So Divine Wrath, good card, underrated. I feel like more people you're going to see this card more and more in the future. Next, Phalanx Pike. I already talked about Harpies, and this card isn't really underrated because there's only really 2 decks that can use it, and I guess Skull Serpents could use it too, now that I think about it. But Phalanx Pike is, the equipped monster gains 900 attack for each card in the graveyard that has the same name as it does. So Cyber Dragons, all the cards become Cyber Dragon in the graveyard in Cyber Dragon deck. So, say you have like 6 of those cards in the graveyard and you get 1 Cyber Dragon out. Because there's there's 9 of them. So, say you put Cyber Dragon out, there's 6 theoretical Cyber Dragons in your graveyard. Let's see, 6 times 9 is 5,400 plus 2,100, so that's 55. That is 7,500 attack on 1 Cyber Dragon. The other monsters like 1,000 and 300 or something, I forget, and 1,800. Now the point, big beater. Even if you have 2 in the graveyard, that's 1800 attack. It can do a lot of things. Harpies, don't even get me started. They can have tons of fucking shit you can do with Harpies. I've been OTK just with this card alone. Very underrated. I feel like some people don't even know this card even exists. And I feel like you should see more play in the dragons in Cyber Dragons and Harpies and Skull Servants, I think. Yeah, because they're considered Skull Servants in the grave. And more decks or whatever decks come out in the future that their names become the same in that. There might be more decks I'm not aware of or I have forgot about at this given time. So, yeah, good card. Next card, Phantom of Chaos. Yes, the card that I think everybody forgot about because I don't see anybody in Chaos Dragons even play it anymore. I play it in Fiend decks because it's amazing, so let's get on with it. Any battle damage your opponent takes from battle involving this card becomes 0. Once per turn, you can target one effect monster in your graveyard, banish that target, and if you do, till the end phase this card's name and attack becomes the monster's name and attack, and it gains the monster's effects. You must control this face-up card to activate and resolve this effect. Okay, Dark Armed in your graveyard, banish, pop, pop, pop as much as you want. Red Eyes Metal Dragon, banish, you are a Red Eyes Metal Dragon. Any dark monster that's awesome, banish it, you get its effects. Dragodia, now you can make its effects level whatever. Like, it's a good card. Very, very underrated card. Chaos Sorcerer, banish, now you can banish a monster face up per turn. It's, there's so many things that you can do with it in so many cards that have darks, even if they're not like amazing effects. Like, just take a dark monster, banish it, you get to use its effects that they can't use anymore. Very good card. Very underrated. There's not really much more to say about it, except if you're in a deck that has a lot of dark monsters that can do interesting things of that nature and matter, play this card, at least one. I would not overkill and play it, because I think too many would not be well, but anything that chaos-oriented or something like that, Phantom of Chaos is your friend. And that is all, guys, so I will see you later. I hope you enjoyed the video. Share it so you can tell your friends of all the cards that they should be playing or should try to take into their interesting decks. And yeah, so stay tuned for episode 3 whenever I get that out and feel like what cards are deemed to go into episode 3. But like this video, subscribe for more content, things like this. Link in the description from the previous episode, and I'll see you later, guys. Thanks for watching.